Uh, Hello everyone, and welcome to take two of the Real J Fisher podcast, featuring
Caleb.
the one and only Mr. Kalab, um, the music man himself, has released his first single on every single streaming platform you can imagine, even topic on YouTube, um, and yeah, this is technically your first press interview slash podcast. Really excited about this. So yeah, how do you feel about having your first song out on, or with just one song on every single streaming platform, being an official artist now?
It's pretty nice. Yep, we're out here. We're official. It's out there forever. Uh,
Nice.
yeah, it feels really good. Um, yeah, it feels really good. I released stuff before. I had like a little EP out on SoundCloud, but it was a bit different circumstances. It was more of like a challenge, just me and actually your brother Noah, Noah Fisher. Oh no, I thought I had my ringer off.
That
Um,
yeah, that's all right.
Shouldn't be too many. I don't have that many people hitting me up. Um, my phone stays dry. Uh, yeah. Anyway, your brother Noah Fisher, just a little like basically challenge type thing when I was still living in Georgia like a year and a half ago. So I have two things on SoundCloud from 2019. One of them is with vocals. One of them is just acoustic guitar. But so it was a bit different. This feels really, really good to one for it to be official and like actually out on all platforms and stuff. That's nice. It's not super hard to do that these days, but it's just nice. Um, so that's really great. Yeah, it just feels really awesome to just have something out, and it because it's kind of different from the two SoundCloud things. This feels like a more uh, official like start. It feels like I'm actually finally starting. I'm getting in the game. I'm actually playing now and not sidelined. It feels like a start. As corny as it is, it feels like the new start of a new chapter, so to speak. So yeah, it feels excellent. Very nice. I'm very excited about what the future holds, as
Nice.
cliche as that is. So
Yeah. Let's. I'm gonna take a little break here because I gotta FaceTime audio from my mom. So I'm gonna pause the recording real quick and take that call.
bet.
All right. We're back from the break. I took a little uh uh how should I word this?
Intermission.
Yeah, intermission. But in that intermission, I got some corn dogs and I used the trash receptacle for my bodily fluids, specifically in liquid form. I think I worded that perfectly.
I agree.
Couldn't have gone any better. So now I think I won't do this just yet, but I think I'm going to implement something new in my podcast where I'm going to be doing a food review, just a little tiny at-home food review, but not right now. We're gonna keep on asking questions, but yeah. So yeah, basically you've already um you're how old, 20, and
Yes,
you
sir.
you got your first single out on every single streaming platform, which is super exciting. Uh, I know it's a bit early. We're only like 4 minutes and 20 seconds into this podcast, but anything planned for the future?
One, you should definitely, if you're gonna do the little food reviews, you should do it as a little segment and make it 30-second food reviews. That'd be
Oh, all
a nice
right,
little way to
yeah,
do
we
it.
might we might do it for 30 seconds. Yeah.
30-second food review has a nice little ring to it.
Oh yeah.
Um, excuse me. Do I have anything planned for the future? Yeah, like I was saying before, I just yeah, I this is this I'm excited for the first time in a while, like about writing, because like this has just been such a nice like feels good to like write something and just let it go and like not really, not that I don't care, like I put some effort into it, but I'm in like the okay, I know my first few. songs are going to be not that great, and that's okay, but I just want to do them and put them out, because at least right now I'm not starting out. So even though my first few songs are still going to be not that great, like I don't think Napalm Skies is that great, and that's not me like compliment fishing. Like I know I have the potential to do better, and like I know that I have other ideas that are way better, and I'm going to get to them. But uh, I don't think Napalm Skies is that great, and I know that my like the next several songs are not going to be that great, and my first EP/album is not going to be that great, but it's definitely a lot better than something if I would have just like released something when I was like 16 and like just first started like learning about like guitar, and didn't know how to sing or do vocals at all, and like just basically threw something together. Like um so yeah, I'm not like starting out, so even my bad stuff right now is still not going to be like hot garbage. um but so that's good. Like even though I think my next few things are not going to be the greatest in the world, they're at least not going to be like, again, utter complete trash, because I'm not starting out. So I'm at this nice place where like even though I'm starting out and I'm really excited about starting and like being early in the process, it's not so early that it's like just bad, and I know for a fact absolutely nothing's going to come from it. But at the same time, I'm still recognizing that it's early in the process, and that like you know nothing's really going to come from it. But not because it's utter trash, just because it's not that good. It's different. It's different levels to it, slightly. So anyway, I'm really excited about. I'm just excited about writing again, finally, just simply because of like releasing something, which doesn't seem like it'll be that big a deal, but like for me it has been, because for so long I've just been on this like start and stop and start and stop thing, as I'm sure a lot of people do with a lot of things. um, it's a really easy trap to fall into, and I just finally, if I think I've felt like I've hit this point where again it feels like just a new chapter and a new start. So I'm actually excited about writing. So I'm trying to work on a song right now. Um, and I'm going to be moving here in May, in a few months.
Rip.
Hopefully getting a place. Yeah, rip for us, because
Yeah.
me and the boy here live together sometimes whenever he's over here. Uh, so rip in that respect, but I think it'll be very good for my music stuff, because I'm really looking forward to just like being able to. I'm really going to try and get a solo place. Um, so I'm really looking forward to like literally just getting onto full grind mode, because the past basically almost 2 years, it'll have been almost 2 years by the time I move out and go solo. I was planning on moving back to Georgia, which is where I lived for a year before I got back up to Indiana. I was planning on going back down there, but with COVID and stuff, I have a job here right now, so like another year of just working and saving money won't be the worst thing in the world. So plus I'll still get to see family a little bit, but I'm planning on going like full hermit mode, like literally just like I come back home from work and like sit on a bamboo mat in like an unfinished in an unfurnished living room in a studio apartment, and like write. And if I'm not writing, again, I just like sit, um, and or practice, more likely practice guitar, vocals, or writing or whatever. So like I'm excited to get to that point where like I can truly like no excuses of, oh, the person in the room next to me is going to hear, the people downstairs are going to hear, like I there's like truly no one else around, which seems like scary, but like it's in a motivational way like the best thing, because it's like just me. So like there is no more blame or excuses or any yeah, no excuses. It's just like, okay, it's just finally time to like hunker down, and like that I think will also feel really exciting when I get there, because it'll feel like even more of like a new, like I'm actually beginning, and this is the start of like my what do you call it, my origin story, basically. Like yeah, so I'm excited for that. And anyway, yes, I'm already writing another song right now. If I can finish it in the next week and a half, 2 weeks, I'm probably gonna I'm probably going to try and get another 2 or 3 songs and then make an EP to go along with Napalm Skies. Um, that's my sort of main goal. Not goal right now, but that's just what I want to do. I just like, again, I'm excited about writing and stuff finally. So like, I want to do that approach. Uh, so maybe I'll put out one more single and then I'm going to write another 2 songs probably to make it a good round 4-song EP and write the EP around Napalm Skies and whatever the other single is, and then release the EP. So I think that's the next couple months goal. So that's going to be my main thing. But yeah, that's the next few months. So stay in tune.
Nice. I don't know. This kind of popped up in my head when you started talking about releasing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do you plan on releasing the Wave EP on all streaming platforms?
I guess I could. Yeah. Um, I might re-record Yellow Daisy just because I'm like marginally better at singing now. So
Yeah, most definitely. And you're definitely getting memed on by the boys by that. Definitely.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'll probably honestly I'll probably just re-record it the entire thing because I mean
Mm-hmm.
nothing about those recordings are particularly special. They're pretty dry recordings, all things considered, and I know how to record a bit better now, and I think have a better sense of vibe now. So also, I'm not picking my nose. My nose is like really itchy for some reason.
Yeah.
Not because of
Of course.
cocaine. Um, so yeah, I probably will. Sure, yeah.
Nice. So how long did this take, like, start to finish? Like, how long did it take you to complete the song?
Start to finish all together, like probably like from conception of idea and vibe to me uploading it to DistroKid, probably right around like the tail end of a week and a half or like right around 2 weeks. So around about 2 weeks ago, I was up early one morning. I just was playing around with the chord progression um, that is in the final version. I was just messing around with that chord progression. I had just a bunch of ideas going, but in general, it was this really strong like visual idea in my head. In converting that visual and the colors and stuff um, to a song. Uh, and that visual was basically just, I think this was around the time a bunch of stuff was going on, like politically and just in the world and stuff. Like, obviously, we're in the middle of coronavirus pandemic. And around that time was when all the Capitol stuff was going on, at least whenever I first started coming up with the idea, however long ago that was. Um, so yeah, yeah, I'm gonna say that it was 2 weeks ago, and then the Capitol thing was not 2 weeks ago. People are gonna be like, hold up. Around the time, whenever that was, it was around that time. Maybe not the same day or anything, but it was about that time, and just a bunch of that stuff was going on. Stuff still is going on, but it felt like more was going on just a couple weeks ago, or a week and a half ago. So anyway, it was around that time. It was just kind of this weird vibe, as it has been for the past year, almost year, for everyone. And I just had this visual of just sitting on a car, on the hood of a car with somebody you care about, and which is funny because I don't really have anybody like that, like in like a romantic way. I mean, right now. So it wasn't really me I was imagining, but it was like, I don't know, like the idea of if I had someone like sitting there. Anyway, sitting on like the hood of a car with somebody that you care about and just sort of being like, all right, with just sitting with them through the end of the world, basically, like you're on this overlooking a city or a town, and just buildings are burning and crashing into the street, and there's meteors, and there's like this cosmic storm going on that's making a bunch of crazy stuff happen, and just a little, yeah, vibe. And so I started writing the lyrics about that, and I didn't get many at all. So then probably about a week later, I started actually like writing, expanding more on the lyrics, and then left it for another few days, and then 2 or 3 days before I actually released it. So that was, I think I technically released it on like the 29th, or the 30th. So 2 or 3 days before that, so like the 25th, 26th, maybe the 27th, was when I actually like finished the lyrics. And I was like, yeah, this is all I have to say. It's really short, but I'm just going to call it done. Um, and then 2 or 3 days later, on the 29th or 30th, I released it. And yeah,
Yeah,
just
I think. Well, you can say what you're
I was
about
just
to
gonna
say.
say, yeah. So on like the 20, it must have been like the 27th to 28th, again at the tail end of like a week and a half or 2 weeks, right before I released it, was just when I just recorded it in like one day, and then spent the next 2 days like doing little mix stuff here and there and sending it back and forth to some of my friends to see if they liked the background noises being more muffled or if they liked it being more present, and like doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so all together, like from conception and when I technically started it, probably, yeah, about a week and a half, 2 weeks. And then, but if you add it up all the time, like actually writing and recording, probably only like 2 or 3 days. But yeah.
Oh yeah, that's definitely sort of uh very short time for a song.
Yeah, if I'm trying to like get better about when I start something, like finishing it like that week at the bare minimum. I really want to try and finish stuff like not that day, but like at least a bunch of the writing portion of it. Like I know recording takes a bit longer just because of like you want to take a break from mixing for a bit just to give yourself your ears a break and to come back and maybe hear new things you didn't hear before. So like that allots an extra like 2 to 3 days bare minimum. But it's the second pick I've dropped. I That's one of my little like getting better goals going forward. Just like a little thing I want to in the back of my mind try and get better at is like efficiency, and like not so much that I want to just write stuff and just write things about things that aren't important, because I'm really big on like honesty in songwriting, and even if it is kind of a concept song like Napalm Skies, still like it being an honest song and not writing completely from a place of like I'll put it this way, I don't really enjoy like love songs from a person who's never had a girlfriend or like, you know what I mean? Like I get you can sort of think about things in that way, but it feels like over romanticization. I would much rather hear a song, like a love song from someone who's actually like they're talking about like being in love, but also like the breakup or something like that, like the actual hard hitting stuff and the real stuff. Just the same as like I don't particularly enjoy. Um, I don't know. People come at like sort of conceptual songs from different angles. I tend to like if they are concept songs, I tend to like the ones that are lean more into the storytelling aspect and don't try and act like you've actually been through something. But that's just me, I guess. Um, so anywho, even if it is a conceptual song like Napalm Skies, like more about like the coloring of it and like the lines making like this sort of to me visual, and the again like the sort of setting up the scene and the storytelling part of it, as opposed to like trying to act like I'm literally there. Um, so anyway, yeah, honesty in songwriting. So anyway, all that to say, I don't want to just write things that don't matter and don't mean anything, but I want to get efficient in the sake of, or in terms of making the connection between my mind and what I'm trying to actually say and articulate down to pen and paper, down to pen and paper or guitar or whatever other instrument, but like making that synthesis connection like quicker. Um, Getting better at like actually, okay, like what am I trying to say right now? Like, is something I'm trying to get better at. So anyway, yeah, it
Yeah.
was short, and I'm trying to get it overall shorter in efficiency terms, I guess.
Yeah. Um yeah, so I was pretty much there, not to brag or anything, but I was pretty much there like the whole entire time
Yeah.
you were pretty much making the song. So this definitely went through different iterations though. You definitely like recorded this like what in total maybe like 2 times over or
Yeah, I did quite a few takes. I only did one guitar take, I'm pretty sure. Acoustic guitar. I think I did that before you came in. But then
Yeah.
after you being in here, I did like quite a few different vocal takes, and then different like mix iterations. Like I said, a couple mixes where with like the background noises being more muffled, and I had them EQ'd to where they were taking up more low mid frequencies as opposed to being more present. And then the final three and the actual final mix had them being more present. And then after the most of the mixes were just basically like trying different vocal takes and seeing which ones I like better. And then like really small mix stuff, because the main task of the mix was getting the background noises to sit decent, because they're just a bunch of, it's like two air raid sirens, a police siren, a crowd screaming, and like a car alarm going off. So they're kind of, that was kind of tricky to get right, and fit properly. Um, but because yeah, just mixing an acoustic guitar and a vocal is really not hard at all. And then finding time to record your little thing at the end. That was really the main differences between the iterations, I think.
Yeah, cause yeah, I mean, me recording, that's my first ever, I guess, like, what would I call it? Like audio acting, or what is it called? Uh, Voice acting. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, voice acting. You're a
uh,
voice actor now.
yeah, I'm officially a voice actor now. I guess I can put that on my resume now. Um, but yeah, I just remembered something that you were talking about earlier about this song is actually like really story based, and there's a lot of cool things going on. Like you said, in the background of it, there's like it starts off with like a really nice guitar part, and then it goes into like really nice vocal parts, and then but in the background the whole time it's like you're really telling a story about like yeah, the whole like apocalypse thing going down with the meteors and all that. And I mean that right there, I mean that's like a great song, like in of itself. But I mean, yeah. Um
Chill. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I don't. Yeah, I I think it's okay. I have better, bigger ideas,
I
but
mean, yeah, there's probably better things out there, but I mean, other than I mean, my first voice acting in there, that it's a pretty good song to be voice acting in. Um,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
but but yeah, how did you was it just a thought going through your head since it was like since it was the capital, you just thought like, hey, let me try to scribble down some lyrics on a post-apocalyptic or really apocalyptic meteor storm strike.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, no, that's the thing, is it wasn't super contrived. I wasn't even thinking about the stuff going on. I just said that because I think that that's where like my and a lot of other people's minds were. Even someone like me, who I would like to think and try to pride myself on the fact that I try and keep my distance from certain things like that. That ultimately, like, me having an opinion on and like worrying about isn't going to actually change or make the thing happen or not happen. Like it's not a matter of like, you can't vote on the apocalypse. Like, even though some people argue you can vote on the president and that affects that sort of stuff, like, yeah, I guess, but like, people being super highly emotional right now, which they are, and they would have been regardless of the president or anything's happening. Like, it's just like there's been a lot of things that people are tired of, and people are finally hitting a I'm just fed up point on all sides. Um, and so because of that, I think there's just a lot of like high tension. And because of the pandemic, obviously, that's just got a bunch of things all elevated. But it's just, yeah, really, really tense right now. And so even someone like me, who I try to keep my distance and like maintain the fact that like worrying about it isn't going to actually change the outcome. Like, there's only so much I can actually do. There's only so much power I have to at least semi affect the outcome of those things. So like, there's not much point in like worrying, throughout the day, or like when I first wake up and I'm trying to write or whatever. So yeah, it wasn't so much that I was like consciously writing about it, but it's that now in retrospect I recognize my head was probably in that place at least a little bit because of the stuff going on, and I just kind of naturally had this visual vibe of like basically napalm skies, like to me, not literal skies made from like because
Gases and
yeah, not
fire.
literal like napalm had been dropped on something and like napalm fires and stuff, but like napalm skies meaning sort of like these just like insanely like lots of oranges and yellows due to like fires from below and stuff, just explosions and just smoky vibes and just smoky vibes. What am I? Jesus, um, smoke and just chaos. And so that sort of visual, but then also the visual of just like I said before, sitting on the hood of a car on like an overlook, sort of overlooking a city that's like burning, and um, you're just sort of happy to be there with a person, and which again is kind of weird because like I don't have a person right now, like I'm not in a relationship or anything, so uh, I don't like I really wouldn't have had any reason to like put like have that kind of thing and like imagine I was sitting with my girlfriend or somebody I'm talking to or something, but like I didn't have anybody, so it was just kind of like more of again kind of like a feeling. Uh, so yeah, it was just that feeling, sitting with someone through the end of the world, and I think as I was writing, as I slid up to a certain chord, I felt like this sort of like build up in this like really wavy, vibey thing of like as media. I had a different melody for it at first. It was like more like cascading and pretty high in my register. That's why I moved it down and tamed it at the end, and that's what ended up in the final production. But at first it was like really like cascading and like high in my register, and it was like as meteors fall from the sky and cosmic clouds rain down hellfire, and I was like, yo, that's like a really like to me that makes it go from like orange and yellows and napalm skies esque to like introducing like reds and purples and like stars and like heaven meeting earth type thing, which is like a really really cool visual in my head at the same time as I was singing it. So that like is one of those moments when you're like, if you're a writing or a creative person, at least in terms of songwriting and lyrics and stuff, that's one of those moments you have where you're like, okay, yeah, tell me more. Like it's like you're being beamed stuff from the muses, and you're like, okay, like keep it coming, like tell me more. Like you're basically chasing it. Um, that's some that honestly, yeah, that's to me like the best way I can describe it. And like I don't know, I like the analogy. I actually think that maybe not my next EP. I think I'm gonna save it for like my debut album, whenever that is. But I like this idea of thinking of songwriting as chasing elephants with a butterfly net. And you're just you have the butterfly net, so it's this little dainty thing that you're frolicking along with trying to catch, but the actual thing you're trying to catch and fit in this little dainty net is this massive thing. Um, and so yeah, I like to think of going for those ideas and like getting new stuff and having that little like mini high, is chasing elephants with the butterfly net, or chasing something with the butterfly net. You can even just say butterflies, I guess. Chasing butterflies, but yeah, vibe.
Yeah. Um yeah, it's a very visual song. Um uh Definitely. Um so I just thought about this. So, and this is sort of off topic, but I mean, it's sort of on the beating trail, you know. Um just a little fun fact, I guess. But I guess you know when people say like close your eyes and imagine like you're on a beach or something.
Mhm.
There's actually a fun fact that like some people can't actually like imagine stuff. So can you like close your eyes and like imagine, like can you actually see yourself like on a beach?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah.
imagine. Yeah, cuz
The
that's actually a crazy thing, cuz my geometry teacher told me that and I can't do that, and it's so weird.
yeah, there's actually a thing. I don't want to like speak out of my behind and like quote facts or study something, but I was watching a talk of a professor, and they were talking about how they found out a similar thing, and they were really shocked because they talked to their wife about it, and their wife actually has the opposite of them. So the professor was saying basically, yeah, at least his understanding, and therefore I'm quoting him. So to my understanding, is that there's at least two types of people, and there's basically people who can visualize things and they think in visuals, and not only do they think in visuals, but like you actually so I'm this type where I'm the visual one, so like this is the reason why, like for work at instance, like I can't talk, and like I work at a sub shop. um I won't say which one. I work at a sub shop, and so I like literally cannot, like I'm incapable of making sandwiches, especially at the needed speed, like during a rush or something. I cannot make sandwiches and like talk at the same time. Like I'll start talking and I'll just like pause altogether, or like even in regular conversation, like part of it's kind of because I'm like a spaz, but like I'll like if I'll be in the middle of talking, and then if I happen to get like a really uh, strong different visual, I have to start describing that one. But so anyway, like I can't talk and do something else that requires me to use my vision at the same time, because if you're a visual person, again, at least from my understanding, if you're the visual type person, you actually think in visuals, and you basically describe the visual in real time and translate it into words. So you don't like think in words and sentences and stuff. You literally think of basically like pictures, or like basically movies, and it plays out in your head, and in real time you basically are having to like watch the movie or the pictures, and in real time describe them like with your words. So like that's what I do, and I didn't know that was a thing. So when he said that, I was like, I guess that is what I do, because apparently the only other type, which I'm assuming is what you are, is yeah, you don't think visually, and you don't do that whole visual to description thing. You basically more so think in actual like words and how you structure your sentences, and like just more like I don't know what the word is, but like grammatically, I guess, like you don't have like visuals and then like describing the visuals to speech. Um, so again, from my understanding, it's like between those two types. Like you either are the visual to describe with orally with your mouth, or you're a person who more thinks in like the actual language that you are in. It doesn't mean you can't visualize, I don't think, but it means you don't like think visually.
Yeah.
So that was really interesting to me when I found that out. And I might be describing it like really, really poorly, and maybe there's most definitely probably more nuance to it. But that's what I got from the thing that I watched. And I feel like that is the case, at least to some degree, because yeah, like other people will be like, why do you have to stop talking? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like if I'm using my eyes to do a task, like I have to stop talking, because I have to either stop talking or I have to stop doing the task. I can only do one at a time. And that's not to say I can't multitask. I can multitask all day long, as long as I'm not trying to talk and like visually like use my hands or do something that requires my vision at the same time as speaking. Because I'm a pretty good multitasker, but I can't talk and also do something that requires my sight at the same time. Because if I'm thinking, I'm using my mind's eye. So I just black out or like space out my actual eyesight, and I'm talking. I'm translating the mind's eye into speech. So I can't use my actual eyesight, basically. Yeah.
Dang. Yeah. No. That's definitely a weird one.
Yeah.
Uh. But yeah, I mean, I can't do that at all. And I don't know, and it also sort of doesn't help that I have like ADHD, so
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like, and also like I can also see how that's also super helpful for kind of thinking before what you say, because you're kind of translating it. So it's
Yeah.
definitely so yeah, you don't just say stuff that comes out weird. But we're about to hit the 35 mark. I was gonna stop at the 30 mark, but I felt like we're in a deep conversation here, so I
Yeah.
was gonna
Yeah.
stop at 30 seconds and do the 30 seconds food review. So
Oh
I've
yeah, go
actually,
ahead, do the 30-second food
yeah.
review.
So I actually haven't done this before. If you have seen any of my other podcasts before, so this is definitely a new one. The only reason why this is happening is because my mom called during that sort of intermission, and she was like, "Your corn dogs are done." So that's what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be reviewing the generic brand corn dog. Uh, it's still quite warm actually. It's not quite warm. It's just warm.
Warm, just warm.
So we're gonna dig into this. All right. I'm gonna
Nice.
have a bite first, and then what? Do you say bite and then describe for 30 seconds, or overall
Yeah,
30 seconds?
I'd set a timer that you can see, and then at the same time you hit start, take a big old bite, and then in the 30-second time frame, just try and eat it and describe. I think that'd be kind of funny.
All
Just
right.
try and
Well, I kind of already have my phone right here, so
nice.
I can set that up here. Stopwatch timer 0 30 seconds. All right. So I'm gonna get it here, dip it in some ketchup. Always a complementing a compliment
Sauce.
sauce, yeah, to the American corn dog. I'm pretty sure this is American. It's the most American
Hopefully.
state fair thing. Hopefully, yeah, hopefully it is. Okay, generic brand corn dog going in.
Oh, nice crunch.
All right. Ooh. I forgot to cleanse the palate before, but that's all right.
Oh, it's all right.
I've been taking sips before I've tried it, but all right. Start now. All right. So what I feel about this corn dog is that if you've ever been to a state fairground or any of your state fairs, and you just had that big corn dog, that's exactly what it tastes like. You got the nice corn, and you got the nice glizzy inside. It's just a great treat at any time of the season. Anytime you got the nice all natural beef in the middle, and then you got the nice corn shell, corn outside. So yeah, that's 30 seconds.
Nice.
Nice.
Clean.
That was a great segment. A great little visual break for the learners. Now I'm gonna have to be intermittently trying to not to be rude as much, but I'm gonna try to be eating these throughout the show. But so yeah, uh, since we're kind of on the topic of food, what'd you have for lunch today?
Lunch. I had, well, since I got called into work from 11 to 2 today, I snagged a sandwich before I left. Um, so I had a sandwich. That was pretty good. I mean, it was a sandwich. And then I actually happened to have a leftover little like Swedish meatball dinner thing, TV dinner, and it was like a smaller one. So I smacked both of them for lunch. So
Nice. What's your not trying to not trying to show your place of work or anything, but what is your go-to sandwich? What is on the sandwich?
I'm a pretty basic meat and potatoes kind of guy. I don't. I have this weird thing where if I eat like raw vegetables, my throat like feels like weird. It's not like medical, like closing up or anything, but it just like makes it's really uncomfortable. I don't know why. Any raw fruits, vegetables, nuts. Like I could eat like raw, like almonds or pecans or I don't like macadamia nuts or walnuts. Eat them raw and like it's really bad. And then if I eat like a mixed nuts container where they're all roasted or something, or just roasted almonds or roasted macadamia nuts or whatever, it's completely fine. And then if I eat raw bananas, it's really bad. But if I eat like banana chips or something, it's completely fine. The only fruits that don't really do it are apples, like oranges slash tangerines slash. Well, I mean, cuties are like tangerines, aren't they? Oranges slash tangerines, and then uh, blueberries don't really do it. Uh, yeah, but because of that, I never really eat like lettuce or like peppers or onions or uh, stuff on my stuff, and not even because I don't think that stuff would really do it. Like they probably would, but even if they didn't, I just because I never ate those things growing up because I had that fear of my throat thing happening. Um, I like don't like the taste of them at all because I've never eaten them. Like I haven't tried them individually, but like I don't like the taste of those things. So anyway, just had to preface that so people don't think I'm like a picky baby. I actually enjoy trying new things. But in terms of the sandwich world, it's really all like vegetables slash, um, well, yeah, basically veggies. But usually, yeah, I'm a pretty meat and potatoes kind of guy. I just usually just bread, trying to be a bit on the healthy side, so no mayo, um, just bread, provolone cheese, and then two proportions of meat because I'm trying to get those protein gains. You dig? So uh, yeah, just cheese and two proportions of Italian meat. Most sub places have Italian meat, so that won't give it away.
Nice. Yeah. What is your favorite food? Favorite thing to consume, eat?
Um, Tough one. Like if I'm going out somewhere, um,
Just in general, what is your favorite type of food?
any form of Alfredo, chicken Alfredo, just regular Alfredo,
Nice. I have not heard that.
uh, seafood Alfredo is fire. I love seafood, probably seafood Alfredo, honestly, because you got the shrimp and you got the little, what are the things called? Scallops. Oh, fire, gas, so good. Seafood Alfredo, probably.
Nice. Yeah. No.
What's your
I
favorite food?
what?
What's your favorite food, interviewer? I bet you never get asked questions.
Oh man, you're really turning me a curveball here. Um. Um. I don't know. I really like ramen. Ramen's just a really great base, but I feel like my most favorite thing is the um uh so it would either have to be ramen noodles or chicken noodles. Um in general, like in general food. But my best going out or fast food thing has to be the shredded chicken burrito from Taco Bell. Um,
Fire.
and then probably in general, probably my most favorite thing to eat would probably have to be. Oh man, I really gotta think about this. I don't know. See, I haven't really been asked that. Um, I would probably have to say. Uh, uh, Probably burritos. Probably like any type of burrito, I would say. Burrito or ramen. That's it, pretty much.
That's solid.
Yeah. Are you a what type of ramen guy are you? Are you a beef or chicken guy?
Oh, for sure beef. I chicken smacks, but I just ate chicken so much I ate chicken ramen so much growing up that I switched to beef at some point, beef ramen, and beef ramen just hits way different, dude. Beef ramen is so good.
Well, you heard it here, folks. Mr. Caleb is a beef ramen guy. I mean, I don't know. I've never tried beef, so I mean, I can't really say anything good about beef. So, I
Bro,
mean,
I did so good. Fire. Try it sometime. You won't regret it.
all right, all right. I guess I'm gonna have to. Um. So, do you have any? I don't know. I guess we kind of got all the music stuff out of the way at the very beginning of this sort of interview slash podcast.
Pretty
Um.
much.
Yeah. What games do you play? Do you play any? Do you play any video games?
I do not. I had to give up the old video game life because, just lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, yeah. I was really big into video games. I grew up playing video games all my life. From literally as early as I can remember. I mean, my earliest memories are being like 4 or 5 and playing like PlayStation 1 and like the Sega Dreamcast. And at some point, I remember I got a hold of my someone in my family's uh, handheld Game Boy Advance and playing like Pokemon, probably Pokemon Red or Fire Red, depending on when it was. But but yeah, PlayStation One, the classics on PS1, and then like I said, some Dreamcast stuff. And then as I grew up, I happened to be PlayStation, so I got PS2, played hella games on that, got a PS3, just no lifed on PS3 games because that was around when I was like 9, 10, 11, stuff like that. And then got into Call of Duty, of course, and then got a PS4 eventually. And then I just sold my PS4 that I had in Georgia that I'd had since the release of PS4. I sold that in Georgia. And then I did have another PS4 when I was up here in Indiana, but I actually gave that to my brother for Christmas because he's, a few years younger. He's in his little high school gaming phase, so he'll get better use out of it. I just felt I got to a point where I can't if I know that I'm doing stuff that like is not a waste of time, but like a waste of time for me, because I have so much ambition and stuff I want to get done, then like I'm really, really hard on myself. So just because mentally, like I put myself in a certain place. So at one point in time, I could have convinced myself probably and been like, it's okay to play games every once in a while, but like because I'm hardened my mind so much to this place that it's at now, it's like I would play a video game and I wouldn't be able to play anything. I would literally just like be in here and I'd turn on the PS4, go to my home screen, and like try to pick a game to play. And I have a lot of games. Like I have hella games. Um, and I would just sit there and scroll through each one that I have installed, and then scroll through my whole library and just be like, none of these, they're fun, but because of the place I'm at mentally, um, it's almost like I ruin video games for myself. Like I would look at like Minecraft, and don't get me wrong, I like no lifed Minecraft on PS4, and like I love Minecraft as much as any other good intelligent man does. And in Skyrim or Call of Duty, and like even when Warzone first came out, like or at least when I first started playing Warzone, I would just sit there and go scroll through all of them and just be like, those will be fun, but I will hate myself after 10 minutes of playing them. Like it's almost like the fun does not outweigh the fact that I will have, to me, wasted time. Um, and I just basically would like, I knew I would like beat myself up for it. So I kind of ruined video games for myself in that way, but I will someday eventually, my whole goal is to basically have the Dead Mouse vibe and, have like an entire, like, room in my mansion with, actual like servers per person, and, have a gaming PC per guest in the household. So, all the boys can play games all day and stuff. That's a long-term goal, but,
Dang, bro, sign me up.
I got you, dude. You best bet you have a little real Jay Fisher setup in the crib whenever it happens. But yeah, just for now, I don't have time. This is dreams we're talking about here. Sacrifices got to be made. So,
Yeah,
uh, video games are good though. Video games are fun. Video games are a nice little,
of course.
cool, fun thing to do.
Yeah. Sort of on the topic of things, I guess, for doing. Not in a weird way. Not in a weird way of doing. Oh, mint, nice. Food review.
It's very pepperminty, very sweet, savory. Some might say. I like it. I give it a 10 out of 10.
Nice. All right. So sort of on the beaten path. YouTube. This has definitely been a thing for me, and hopefully a thing for you here in a short couple of, I don't know, weeks, days, months. I don't know, but YouTube. You kind of had a vision of doing this back a couple months ago.
I've had it for a while.
Yeah, for a while. And I think you told me like mid of last year or something like that. You're like, bro, I think I'm gonna do a YouTube channel. And then I think we, at least, yeah, we tried to record a few podcasts together, just pretty much because the cool thing about this, about me having a YouTube channel, is that I remember coming to you like right away when we first moved in together, and I was like, hey, I have a podcast. You want to be on it? And I think you're just like planning up. You're like, oh yeah, for sure, someday, yeah. And so, but then we started doing it, and I remember we started recording them like super late too. But it was like in your little room with your setup, and but I don't think those ever came to be. To be honest, but yeah, what are you doing with YouTube? What do you think you're going to be doing?
I do still really want to do the whole basically documentation of stuff. I've been trying to, it took me doing the Napalm Skies thing, like getting that ball rolling for me to get like, again, to get the ball rolling on stuff basically. So where am I going with this? It took, I think, getting that ball rolling for me to finally also have the energy, not the energy, but like the motivation to like, because like I've wanted to do the YouTube thing for like a long time. And not to be like a YouTuber, but like to just document. If any of you guys have ever heard of Gary Vee, he's like a big proponent of that, like, document versus create. And even if you don't want to go that far with it, like still create, but like document it. Like, why would you not? Like, it doesn't take that much effort to like set up your phone somewhere, even if you don't have a tripod, or even if you don't have a little desk stand clamp thing, like just set it up against a book or a cup or something, and record your just little 2 or 3 minute long things. They don't have to be fully fleshed out, live stream sessions, and you have to edit an hour and a half long video and like all this kind of crazy stuff. Like just document, don't create, don't focus on it being a YouTube video so much, but just basically document. So I've been trying to figure out setup wise how I want to do it, which is literally the antithesis of the words that just came out of my mouth. Which is why I said the thing about like the Napalm Skies thing. It's taken, I think, that to like finally get the ball rolling for me to, I was planning on doing it today, but like getting called into work and then getting started on some stuff late. and doing this. Not that this is a bad thing. I'm not wanting to do it because I mentioned it to you to go ahead and do it tonight. But after this, here shortly, I want to try and because it's Monday, the whole YouTube idea I'm going for is documenting, yes, but again, because I don't want to be like the whole like YouTuber doing B-roll footage of me like walking into my bedroom and all that kind of stuff. That's cool for some people, but I just happen to not want to do that. I'm not interested in like video making per se. Um, so anyway, yeah, the general idea is I basically want to, I have a bunch of songs, um, well, not full songs, but I have like, I think it's like 89 files altogether, like in between 3 folders, called songs one and two, songs one, songs two, and songs three. Songs one being from stuff that I started when I first got my laptop and recording interface. Before I had monitors, I only had uh, the headphones that came with my audio interface, and didn't know anything. And so I just literally like dry like guitar riffs all the way up to Georgia, which is the songs two folder, which is a bunch of stuff more production oriented, like beat ideas or like little like a bass idea with like a little tiny drum thing behind it, whatever. Um, and then songs three is stuff where I came up here to Indiana again, um, a little over a year ago, and so there's not as many in songs three because I stopped adding stuff to it when we moved into this house for the most part. So there's only like 4 or 5 things in there. So there's like 74 or 75. Actually, wait, no, that doesn't sound right. Probably around like 81 or 82 things, like subtracting from songs three, because I don't know if I'm going to really use songs three because there's not that many. Anyway, I have a bunch of unfinished stuff. Tangent aside, I have a bunch of unfinished projects. Some of them are just like literally just again dry guitar ideas. Some of them are more fleshed out productions. Some of them are just like basically uh, beats, for lack of a better term. And I came upon the realization of like, these are either just going to sit here on my laptop, and I'm going to eventually get an actual desktop PC. So like they're just going to sit on my laptop, and I'm probably someday going to delete them. Because 4 years from now, there's no way I'm going back and finishing stuff because I'll have probably 80 new things. Well, hopefully not that many. I'm trying to learn my lesson of not starting something if I'm not going to finish it. But you get the idea. Like I'm going to have some new stuff and I'm not going to have any desire to go back and finish them. So they're either going to sit and get deleted, or they're just going to sit, period, and nothing's ever going to get done with them. So I might as well finish them where I'm in this nice in-between phase right now. And so I think I want that to be the focus of the YouTube channel, at least at first. Like it'll be documenting and like sort of me and my process and like where I'm at in life and like what I'm doing, what time I'm getting up and how I'm doing stuff and going about stuff. But in general, I think the main vibe of the YouTube channel for at least 80 videos will be I have a random generator thing. So putting all the whole list of the names of the project files into the random generator. And then like the video will literally be like, okay, guys, here's video number 5. I'm going to hit the randomize button. You guys know the drill. It picks a random project file name. I go look up that project file name in one of the 2 folders. And then I think I just thought of this when we first brought this up. I think I'm going to make it an hour per day that I set aside to do that. Because that'll give me something tangible to do with it instead of just being like, I guess I'll work on it today. And some days I'll do it for 20 minutes and not really want to get anything out of it. And another day, I don't want to work 3 hours on it because I also want to be able to actually write new songs for the new EP coming out, and going forward with stuff. So I don't want to spend 4 hours on doing the finishing song thing one night. You know what I mean? So I think I'm going to make it like basically an hour per day set aside to finishing and working on that specific production thing. And actually, to stretch it out over the entire course of the week, I might even make it 30 minutes. That way, it stretches from like Monday to Monday or like Monday to Sunday, so 6 or 7 days. Anyway, that's the general vibe I think I want to go for, is finishing up that old stuff. And then I'm going to actually release those things as just individual singles, just individually. Um, so yeah, I think that's the vibe. Honestly, after we get done with this, I think I'm just going to go ahead and start it, because I should be able to get it done and then still have a tiny bit of time left to actually just write tonight. So I think that's the vibe.
Dang, yeah. Um, Also, when's that one song coming out that kind of sounds like September? I just really like that song.
Shoot, I'll put that one in the up next one, up and coming list. Um, I just need to sit down and try and get back in the headspace I was in, because the lyrics are more less concepty and more actual, like something that happened in my life and something that I found out about. So it's gonna take a bit more time for me to write the lyrics, just to get back in the headspace and like feel those emotions again. Um, More of a real song, and as corny as that sounds. So, but I agree. I do like it. I need to finish it. So, um, yeah,
Nice. Now since you are a
soon hopefully.
full, yeah, soon. Now since you are a full artist now, what should people expect? What is your gonna be your genre of music? Because I know you like a whole bunch of genres.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess in general, just like singer songwriter. I guess you could technically even kind of consider it like maybe not bedroom pop, because the stuff I'm making, at least right now, isn't particularly poppy. I think bedroom pop is indicative of a certain style of production. Um, so I wouldn't say like bedroom pop, but like bedroom, I guess lo-fi, because lo-fi technically means like low fidelity. Even though my stuff isn't that low fidelity, I don't think anyway. Um, like technically indie, technically singer songwriter, technically lo-fi, um, technically bedroom something. I don't know if I call it bedroom pop. Uh, in general, though, I'd like to think what I'm sort of going for is trying to blend together just a bunch of different stuff. Like, I honestly want to be the type of person that, like, I release like a John Mayer singer songwritery, more accessible, heavy, like not heavy in the style, but like have guitar at the forefront, but have it be an accessible, more accessible poppy song with a lot of musicality. And so that kind of vibe. And then literally on the same album or EP or something, like literally have like a heavy guitar, like maybe even if you want to call it metal type song, or like a progressive, like instrumental type thing, or like, and then have more of like a beat, like simple, more Post Malone-ish type thing or something like that. Like obviously I'm not going to be nearly as good at those individual things, and they're not going to be so cut and dry in those specific genre areas, but like blending all the stuff that I like to where it one song is a certain way, and then it's not a complete departure on the same album, but it's definitely not just like, oh, this whole album is just basically singer songwriter acoustic guitar folky type stuff. It's like you'll be able to obviously tell I'm pulling from different influences and directions and stuff like that, and sort of trying to genre blend as much as I can, because I really like that. I like you know that idea, but it's going to be a struggle, a challenge to make it like work and feel cohesive, because I don't want it to feel too jarring. I don't want to be like crazy avant-garde to where it's not really like fun or enjoyable to listen to. So it's going to be a hard balance to find, and maybe I won't even be able to pull it off as much as I'd like, but that's what I'm going to try and strive for. But in general, what I know I'm going to be doing is like honest, hopefully relatively like relatable songs in the lyric department, and a decent level of musicality in terms of the arrangement, and having hopefully really good musical, interesting guitar ideas and bass ideas, and uh, stuff like that. Um, Hopefully, some good stuff harmonically. I'm a big fan of harmony. Not to be that guy, but I like harmony. So um, yeah, I would like to think some pretty cool stuff would be to be expected when I get the ball rolling even more and get into my flow state. So yeah,
Nice. I mean, yeah. Um, that's a little,
expect to hear like a trap beat uh with a like a gypsy jazz like solo over it, some stuff like that.
nice. Yeah. Um, I mean, I don't really have anything else to really talk about, to be honest. I mean, I think I kind of hit all the points and that was in my head. Um, I mean, if you're up for it, I think the best way to end this is to have a live rendition of Napalm Skies.
Chill, chill. Interesting.
But that's only if you're up for it. I mean,
interesting. I might have to say no only because I don't think the phone quality would not do it justice. Not that it's like a masterpiece or anything, but next time I'll have to actually be using my microphone. Maybe
mhm.
I'll like actually buy a webcam, and that way I can run it through my computer and use the microphone. Um, because for Napalm Skies, I sing it relatively low, so I think the acoustic would kind of drown me out with the phone quality. Like you wouldn't be able to really hear.
I mean, just play some guitar. I mean, it might be fine, to
Yeah,
be honest.
I was gonna say yeah, I could just play the guitar part mainly.
I mean, yeah, yeah. Anything of the song will be all right.
Oh, this is hard. My headphones kind of in the way, but
I mean, that was great. I mean,
vibe
I
is that
could, yeah,
vibey?
I could hear the lyrics in my head.
You're
Only because I've
honestly,
heard it so much.
yeah, only because
Yeah, but
hold on, actually. Hold on 1 second.
all right.
If you want to do a little talking for a second here, I'm gonna pause.
I mean, I can pause the thing here again. Okay, it's back on.
Well, since this is like a practice one, you don't have to.
Oh, okay. Well, I already started it, so
Okay, yeah, you're good.
it's all right. Yeah.
Okay. Your eyes reflect the warmth of fires that burn the streets right below us. Nobody knows we're here.
I mean, it definitely has the quality of like being through Zoom, but I mean, it's great.
All right. Well,
I mean, you don't have to go anymore, but
like how bad is it?
I mean, it's like being on hold. Like it's basically that type of quality. But I mean, but it's all right though, because this is like your first live.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You can just use the one where I just played through like the little chord progression thing when I wasn't singing.
Oh, I mean that.
Were you recording that or no?
Yeah. Like we're recording right now, which is
No,
all
I
right.
know, but earlier when I recorded when I did the
Just the guitar part.
just the guitar part and no singing, were you recording that?
Oh no, I think yeah, but I think I'm just gonna keep this all
Okay.
this on. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Mr. Caleb, for being here. I'm just gonna be playing your song here.
It's the nice fade out music.
Yeah. Shoot. Um, but yeah, guys, definitely check him out. I'll leave all of everything down below. I'll leave his main stuff, I'll leave his page to his Spotify, his Apple Music, his YouTube topic, his Instagram, right? Just at Kalab
Yep.
Bazan, and then probably definitely your SoundCloud for your other stuff.
Sir.
So are you gonna be releasing the Wave EP?
Yeah, I'll probably re-record it. It won't take too long to re-record. I don't know when, but I'll try and fit it in the next coming week or two.
Nice. All right. Well, yeah, that's pretty much all, everyone. Thank you guys for watching. I guess this is actually like my first official one. Yeah, we just got to the chorus here in the song, which is pretty good. I just kind of want to keep on going till my part, probably till the end of the song, to be honest. But if you want to depart, Mr. Caleb, you can. To be honest, I kind of, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Oh, it's raining. I was looking for a pick. Sorry. All right. Bet. Well, thank you, kind sir, for having me on and exposing me to your wonderful fans.
Yes.
Thank you for this nice little interview. My first ever interview. Yeah. Thank you. Have a wonderful night.
Hey, you too as well.
Excellent. I'll talk to you later then.
Okay. See ya. You can now depart.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to play that again one more time. And thank you, Caleb, for being on here with me. And thank you guys for watching. Like, seriously, when I started this YouTube channel, I started thinking about doing stuff like this, like having people on my podcast, which is pretty cool. Now to have, I guess, a fully fledged artist on my podcast, and I already had one before this, Mr. Joel Official. I had him on here before, but this is a person I'm really close with, and he puts out some great stuff. But yeah, really go check him out, guys. I'm gonna play the song one more time. Than anything, thankfully, he didn't put the YouTube copyright stuff on there, so I get claimed for all of the music that he's put out. But yeah. Check him out on everything. All right.
Eyes reflect the warmth of fires that burn in the streets right below us. Nobody knows we're here. And tears roll down your cheek as buildings crash into the streets, and you're scared, but you say to me, I wouldn't rather be anywhere else. So hold my hand through the end of all things as meteors fall from the sky. Cosmic clouds rain down hellfire, and ashes look like snow tonight. And sirens score our demise. Kiss me once before we die, as we're slow dancing under napalm skies.
Citizens, this will be our final emergency broadcast. NASA estimates approximately 40 seconds until our city will be struck by an enormous meteor. Shortly after us, other cities around the country and around the world will have similar fates awaiting them. Hold on to your loved ones, folks. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching my podcast. Thank you guys for being here with me. Guys, go check out Caleb. Go check out my YouTube channel. And yeah, that's a wrap. Thank you guys. And see ya.